Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl-handled pistol cufflinks given to me by our content genius, Michael Rivers. Make sure you shout out to him. Tell him what you'd like to see. Before we get into this Parkland shooter asshole, I want to talk to you about eforms.com, because this episode, like all of our episodes, are brought to you by eforms.com. What did I say? eforms.com. eforms.com is an excellent place. Don't matter where you live, they have it for all 50 states for any kind of legal form that you need. Let's say your grandma is living in your basement and she has an illegal drug operation going on in your basement and you can't get her out no matter what. Well, you get an eviction form, and then she's got 2 weeks and you get her out of there. Or you need a power of attorney, you need whatever you need. They have the legal forms. Don't hire a guy like me and pay me all kinds of money, because guess where I'd go? I'd go to eforms.com and just charge you a ton of money. So cut that out and just do it yourself. So today we're reacting to the Parkland asshole. I mean, this guy is such... You know, we did a reaction to JCS when he did the interrogation, if you remember that one. And he was such a little bitch in that one. This guy really... frost my ass, for lack of a better word. And you have all these people whose kids were gunned down senselessly. This kind of violence, I think, is just so ridiculous. But what's even adding insult to injury is the way these defense lawyers acted in court.
Okay, exactly what is it?
Judge, before Mr. Schachter took the podium to testify before this court, I wanted the record to reflect that both Mr. Marcus and Mr. Satz looked at the statement prior to the reading. And so their implicit adoption of what he was saying, this improper arguments, and the court should chastise.
Okay, but what you are doing right now is highlighting something and making more of a spectacle. So if your office in general does not want to facilitate or incite violence, then we need to just sit down and move on.
So, if you remember, the jury in this case did not authorize the death penalty for Mr. Parkland asshole. And they didn't do so for whatever reason. So that now he cannot be tried for, to relitigate the death penalty. So the death penalty is off the table. But he's getting life without parole. That's a given. And so we had some shenanigans going on with the court, and that's what the judge is talking about here.
That's it. There were 18 witnesses, 16 or 18 witnesses that testified today. There was nothing that was said until Ms. McNeil made her point made, and, we're moving on.
But is the court going to do anything about maybe stopping it from happening again?
When these people are upset about specific things that have gone on from that table...
Now watch this. Oh my God, I want to punch this guy in the fucking throat. Just looking at him, but we don't have that kind of system. And so I shouldn't be like that, but he does evoke kind of an outrage. But look at the woman in the middle. Watch what she does.
Like shooting the middle finger up.
Look at that. What the fuck is that? What are you doing? This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in court in my life. You've got a defenseless case where you got an outraged little asshole who took the lives of so many children for nothing. There was no reason for him to do that, obviously. And there's a thing about tone. I mean, these guys are getting their ass kicked. They clearly they won, actually, because they took death penalty off the table. But it's tough to sit there and listen to these victim impact statements. She should be suspended from the practice of law for doing that.
At this court and laughing and joking, Miss McNeil.
She's laughing. He's laughing. It's pathological. How the fuck do you do that? How is that possible? It is so disrespectful.
Be quiet. When these people have sat in this courtroom and watch this behavior from that table, and they want to say that they're not happy about it, what is the problem?
Judge, I have no problem because I have thick skin. But once you bring in my children, I think that's highly improper and speaking of
I didn't even know you have children. I don't know what you're talking about. Your children? What about your children?
So that I just wanted to highlight that part of it. You know, this judge got absolutely outraged by the defense conduct. Now I'm a defense lawyer. I've never I've been in battles, you know, where I got pissed off. I remember one time I was this prosecutor came at the last minute with this, you know, I'm already done with my cross-examination and he's going to bring out this new information. And I said, okay, I was really mad. And I said, oh, I've got witnesses that are going to piss all over her anyway. You know, and this was in chambers. And the judge looked at me and said, excuse me? And I had to immediately backtrack because it was just a knee-jerk reaction because I was in the heat of the moment. And I apologized and the judge accepted it and we moved on. So there are moments where you can get, you know, in the heat of the battle, but flip your middle finger in court like that when you've got and then laugh at that when you've got victim families who are hurting. They're hurting because of senseless killings. You know, I'm glad I didn't defend this guy. I mean, it's very and to the public defender's credit, it's very difficult to defend somebody when you don't have any defense whatsoever. But they did sort of win their argument in keeping the death penalty off the case, so you got to give them that. But it doesn't mean that you have to be a dick. And her flipping the bird and then laughing about it, with him, she looks just as bad as he does. And that's just bad form. It's just bad form. It's adding insult to injury, and you've got some vulnerable people up there who are just crying their hearts out, and that's hard to listen to, especially if you're doing it all day, because you've got 18, 19 witnesses that have testified about the death of their children. You know, eventually it's going to wear on you, without a doubt, but you don't sit there and do that. You just don't fucking do that. That's so bad. It is so bad. If I was the head public defender of that office, I'd fire that bitch right now. I would just fire her fucking ass. I'd say, we don't need you on our team. And she's probably an otherwise good lawyer. I have no idea, but I doubt it because any good lawyer would not do that. So anyway, I just wanted to vent. I really wanted to vent because I saw that and I just thought it violates every principle that I stand for, every principle of, you know, there are rules of professional decorum and responsibility that it violates. And this judge was absolutely right to go off on these lawyers. And I'm not a fan of judges doing that at all. This has been our reaction to the judge going off on the Parkland assholes lawyers. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you go to Bonfire. We got bucket hats and all kinds of other stuff. So that link is below. Make sure you sign up for Patreon. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is at my God.